For this week's presentation, our group, myself, John, and Emily will be presenting of 1990s globalization. What is globalization? Well, it has very many different definitions. Essentially, globalization is a cooperation between countries to create a better flow of things like technology and goods. For one, the fall of the Berlin Wall triggered the globalization process. What was the Berlin Wall? Well, it occurred in 1989. Berlin Wall was essentially a concrete barrier between the East and West Berlin, separating the Federal Republic West from the Democratic Republic East. However, in 1989, pressure was applied to Eastern Germany to loosen its restriction in regards to the wall and travel, where spokesman Gunter Schabowski announced East Germans could now travel into West Germany. And within only a year of this, Germany reunited on October 3rd, 1990. The effects of the Berlin Wall fall. Following the fall of the Berlin Wall, the unification of Germany occurred. Although it was feared that when Germany unified, it would reestablish their war machine state again, but instead focused on setting their own politics and focusing on their own political development rather than conquering. And there was still much tension in Germany between East and West that the primary focus was to reestablish a state of unity. But with the reunification at a slow pace, Germany was able to establish itself again, but as an economic powerhouse with the help of reforms and a large increase in manufacturing.
Hello, so I am going to be talking about the end of the Soviet Union. The Union of the Soviet Socialist Republics was dissolved in December 26, 1991. Gorbachev's decision to allow elections with a multi-party system and create a presidency for the Soviet Union began a slow process of democratization that eventually destabilized communist control and contributed to the collapse of the Soviet Union. The fundamental factors that contributed to collapse, including economic stagnation and the overextension of the military, were rooted in Soviet policies, but the Cold War and the US policy of contaminant played a role as well. With the dissolution of Soviet Union, the main goal of the Bush administration was economic and politically stability and security for Russia, the Baltics, and the states of the former Soviet Union. The Soviet Union ended the Cold War, which is a state of political hostility between countries characterized by threats, propaganda, and other measures short of open warfare. In 1989, when the Soviet Union came into the end of the New World Order, Mikhail Gorbachev was the last leader of the USSR who dismantled the Soviet totalitarian state and brought an end to the Cold War. The new world order is a conspiracy theory in which adherents believe that a cabal of powerful elites is secretly implementing an international governing structure that will grant them completely control over the global populace. Jihad, shorthand for the various politics of religious, tribal, and other zealots, return to participative religious or ethnical communities, rejection of modernization and cosmopolitanism, provoked by imperialistic reach of the global consumer economy. McWorld, a power unleashed by global integration of economic markets, consumer-oriented, capitalist global economy, tied together by communications, information, entertainment, and commerce, vital to recognize an ideological power.
So, in games, entertainment, and competition between states, it is argued that events like the Olympics do not give any country a physical advantage against the others yet it's looked forward to every year. The question arises, why is it so important if nothing is actually gained? A conclusion is made that the bond and the shared nationality between individuals is what the participants and fans gain from the event. And the winners also gain respect from the other countries, and those who lose are not recognized as much. And to win, they must continue to work hard to gain the others' respect as well. Similarly to the Olympics, the world now seems to follow a similar sense of order. Those born from a specific country will usually represent it, thriving off of a bond made simply off of where they came from or where they live. The more powerful a country is, the more respect that they will gain. Smaller countries are usually boycotted or ignored entirely. Their opinion will usually follow one of the larger, more respected countries, but if they do not, it is not usually noticed or worried about. The smaller countries wanting to gain more respect and be noticed by the larger countries must work very hard to increase their relevance, or they can react with force for a quick notice. Overall, the reading and our current world culture and politics have some similarities that were worth pointing out.